Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and finally I am back to the Noah's Ark journal. Sorry for the delay. I was trying to get my Ephesians kit out and the Philippians kit out, and I did that, but at the expense of getting my how-to videos done. So here I am. Now, I'm back to these pages that we sprayed, and a funny thing happened. I just tried to test it before I came on camera, and normally when I've done this before where I gesso it and I put the Distress Oxide sprays on them. Now this is not Distress Oxide, this is just some regular sprays, but this is Distress Oxide, and what it's supposed to do is you drop water onto it and it activates it and it makes some really cool spots and things. Well, it didn't work. It's just a little bit here and there. So I am not too excited about that, but what I'm going to do, so look at all these pages we've got. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to drop some water on them. I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this one, not that one, not that one. I'll do this one and this one, not that one. This one already looks pretty interesting, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'll do this one, and I'm not going to do that one. So these I'm going to set aside. And these I'm going to splatter water on them and set them over on my drying rack. So, I don't know. Do you ever buy supplies and then you wonder later why you bought them? I bought this Tim Holtz splatter brush, and I'm like, did I need to do that? But it's got Tim Holtz's name on it. Must be good, right? Anyway, you're supposed to use it to splatter paint and water, and so since I have it, I'm going to use it, and I'm just going to splatter this water, and then I'm going to set them over. Now this one's already starting to react, so this one might behave itself and do what it's supposed to. So there's one, and we'll see what this orange does. This is not just Distress Oxide, this was just mica spray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to see what happens. I have a feeling it's not going to react on that one or this one, because I think these are just mica sprays, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, because they should wake up with water because they are water-based. We'll see. And then this one is also just mica spray, I believe. And then this one looks like these are the oxides, so these should do something with water. We'll see. I'm going to put a good amount on there to try to get a dramatic. Yeah, that's working. I can see that. Now the trouble with these is if you get them wet again, they will wake up and change again. So once you do this, it's kind of done. Now see, this is doing what it's supposed to do. See how pretty that looks? Hopefully you can see it on camera. It makes some really nice effects. So hopefully you can see that. Got a little bit, a lot of water right there, so that's going to take a while to dry. And I'm trying not to get runs, but I might have some of those too. That might be all right. Maybe I should let it run. We'll see what that looks like when it's dry. Okay, so I'm going to set those to dry. And then this is the Oxide, so this should work. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. So now we have these that need some, well, that's pretty interesting. I might leave that alone. That need something else to happen to them. So I'm going to do some decoupaging, I think. Now this I'm going to leave alone because decoupage over a color doesn't look very well. It needs a white background or a light background to work. This might need some help. And that one, these, I'm going to leave these alone. This one, I was playing around and I do not care for that too much, so I think I'll probably use this. You know how you have pages where you glue things in and it covers the whole page? That's probably what's going to happen there. So that is that. I like that one. This is interesting. This is okay. These I'm going to decoupage, I think. These are water-soluble paints that I have on there, so they may soak through the napkins, but we'll see. Okay, I haven't done decoupage for quite a while, so I've got my file folder full of napkin scraps, and I'm going to look for some things that might look good on here. I might put the bird on that. These are... Okay, so now I've got some things picked out here now. Just in case anybody out there has not done this before, I'm going to show you how to do the basic decoupage thing. So you want to get a piece of tape. Scotch tape will work, washi tape. I'm going to grab a piece of my masking tape. You take your napkin and you unfold it. And I used to get these at Tuesday Morning, which closed, which I hate. But you put your tape on the back and it pulls the layer off. Most napkins will have 2 layers of white tissue paper. Some do not. So just, you'll know if it's thin or thick, hopefully. But you stick this on and there's that second layer. And you can save these to do all kinds of effects. You can make paper look like leather by taking this white tissue paper and scrunching it up with Mod Podge and glue it on. You can make it look like leather, so that's a use for it. I've got a whole bag of that white tissue over there. I've got a brush. Here it is. This is my Mod Podge brush. It's all dry. Well, actually, it's pretty clean. But I let it dry with the Mod Podge in it because all I have to do is get it wet and it'll wake back up and be flexible again. So don't worry about it if your brush gets dried out with the Mod Podge. But I usually take a smaller brush and I get water. So I've got some plain water over here in a bowl. I pick out what I want and I just draw around it with water. And then it tears really easy and gives me a really nice edge. So let me see if it'll tear for me now. Everywhere I put the water, it tears and gives me a nice feathered edge. And I went around this. And you just tear out the little pieces that you want. Like that. And let's see, this is the color of that goes really well with the color on that napkin that I have there. So, or I mean on that page I have there. So I'm gonna use this one for both of them. Okay. All right, so let's start with this. And so what all you do, this is Mod Podge, it's homemade Mod Podge. So you can buy it. It costs a lot of money if you buy it, but you can buy it. Or you can make your own, and it is 2 parts glue, white glue, and 1 part water. And this is pretty thick, so it's been here for a while. So always look, this is where I mess things up. I don't look and get things right side up. And I'm going to put it up here because that's, if I put a pocket down below in the corner, I don't want to hide this. So I'm going to put it up here where it would be front and center, most likely. And then you start in the center with this Mod Podge, and you just go out like that, and you just go all the way around and smooth out the napkin or tissue paper, whatever you're using. Get all the wrinkles out of it as much as you can. Don't put a whole lot of glue, just put enough to get it glued down. This is an edge, so I'm going to glue it on the edge like that. So let me lay it here. Pin it down and then go out from there. And this is a straight edge. I should have torn it when there. Just going to tear a little bit of it off so it's not straight. You don't want to get it too wet because it will soak into your paper and it will actually go through to your printed side and cause it to not be as sharp. But because I used gesso on these papers, it won't do that. So my print is protected on the back. Okay, I'm going to let that be enough for that page. And then I'm going to try and put this bird on here. I am not thrilled with this design that I tried to do, to be honest with you. But I can always glue something over it. That's always my thought when I do things, is like, no big deal. So put the bird on and we'll see how that looks. And if it doesn't look good, I'll do something over the top of it. Okay. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and leave all of that napkin on there just to see if it gives it any help. Because it needs all the help it can get design-wise. Oh, there's another straight edge. Okay. And if you get your napkin where you don't want it, you actually can pick it up. It's stronger than you think, and you can fix things. If you get the paper wrinkle, just be patient and work with it, and you can usually get it to straighten out for you. I usually get in a hurry and end up tearing it. So that's where you want to be kind of slow and steady. Get all the air bubbles out. And when these are dry, it's a good idea to take a sand block or even an emery board, like a fingernail file, and just sand this down. It'll be really hard and rough when it dries, but if you sand it, it makes it look aged and it makes it very soft. It completely changes the feel of it if you will sand it. Sometimes I get in a hurry and forget that. And I'm going to try and tear this edge, yeah, there, since I didn't do it to begin with. Okay, and then I'll put this guy over here. I've got a straight edge there too, so I'll go ahead and tear it now. Okay, get him on there. And part of the paper where it's mainly white so that he shows, because again, like I said, if you put it over color, it loses the detail. And then out from the center, kind of in rays, out from the middle of your napkin. Get all the wrinkles smoothed out. And that's it. Let that dry. And let's see. This needed something, didn't it? Okay. Let's see, what do I have? Okay, here's some napkins with blue. Okay, so let me get my little water brush, get rid of these straight line edges. Whoop. Okay. All right, and put it where it's pretty white there in the middle. Start in the center, go out from there. Oop. I didn't put any under it, so it's moving around a little bit more than the other ones did. But with napkins, your Mod Podge will go right through the napkin. It just takes it a minute, and it will glue right down to your paper with no problem. But it works better if you put a little bit of glue under it. Now, if you use tissue paper, you definitely need to put glue under it, because tissue paper doesn't absorb the glue as well as the napkins do. So okay, and then over here I want something different, so I will do this magnolia. Okay, that looks like it should go like that. So just a little bit of glue underneath to pin it down, and then you can start to work on it. And then I'm going to get some tissue paper. I've got some Tim Holtz tissue paper with numbers and letters and things. And I'm going to use that. Like I said, you definitely want to get glue underneath this tissue paper because it is not very absorbent. See if I can get that on the edge. And if I'd been thinking, I would have put this down first and let the napkins go over it, because I think it looks better that way, but better late than never. So okay. All right. I think that one's done. And I think I'm done decoupaging. So I'm going to stop with that. And I'm going to end this video just so I can have this sectioned off as what it is. And if you want to see what decoupage is, you'll be able to find the video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.